Round 2 of the Motorsport UK Five Nations British Rallycross Championship held here at Lydden Hill. Mixed weather conditions have made the track very interesting. Some damp patches, some dry. Very muddy and boggy on the dirt sections as well. It's going to be Dave Bellamy who starts on pole position. Alongside him on the front row of the grid is James Constantine, and on the outside and now closest to a picture is the number 77 of Ben Sayer. Away we go, and racing then for the final. Great start from Dave Bellamy, not bad at all from Ben Sayer. James Constantine slots himself into second as Charlie Maroney goes on the inside for third place against Sayer. Into Talladega we go for the first time. Bit of contact there, bit of hip and shoulder with Maroney, sends Constantine just a little bit behind Ben Sayer there, and now gives him a lot of work to do. So coming through Talladega and over the jump we go for the first time. It's Bellamy from Sayer, from Constantine, then from Maroney, and Constantine getting it all out of shape coming off the end of the jump, going a bit of grass tracking, but just about, I think, being able to hold on to third place for now. So the top two with a bit of breathing room already at the sharp end of the field. Up the top of the hill into the North Bend we go. It is Dave Bellamy, who was TQ in the BMW Minis today, in front as they come on the run down into the bottom bend, and into paddock we go. What is Ben Sayer going to do? I thought he might. He goes Joker. So into the Joker then goes Ben Sayer. Really dusty, as you can see, offline here on the circuit. Very fast into the Joker in the background there for Charlie Maroney as well. I think he just managed to keep it on the straight and narrow, but he was really pushing the limits of adhesion. Meanwhile, Ben Sayer has emerged in front of James Constantine, the number 8, making his debut in this class this weekend. But Constantine, of course, hasn't jokered yet in this race, so it's not worked out at all so far for Constantine, but he's slowing, if anything, there. I wonder if he's suffering from some kind of a mechanical problem. Indeed he is. He's slowing off of the jump. So James Constantine, I should say, is slowing and he's out of the final, and that is such a huge shame as he crawls to the infield of the circuit just before the Devil's Elbow, and that robs us of a great potential three-way scrap at the sharp end of this race. So it is now Dave Bellamy from Ben Sayer then there's quite a gap back, and you can see here Charlie Maroney with Dave Ellis very close behind, and Ellis looking really slow in turn, also on the run up the hill as well, and the rest of the field are going through. So I think Dave Ellis with a problem indeed. Yep, he goes off to the infield, and that is nearly end to his race. So we're 2 minis down, and we're not even a half race distance yet. Out in front it is Dave Bellamy then from Ben Sayer, but of course we haven't seen Bellamy go Joker yet for now. Ben Sayer meanwhile sliding his way through in second place, has made his Joker in this one. So this is really looking promising here for Ben Sayer as the drivers come over the jump. You can just see how boggy and rutted it is, and how slippery especially it is coming off of the jump and in towards that Devil's Elbow. It's so slick through there. You've got to be so careful with your line. If you just dip a wheel off onto the gravel or the dirt on the inside of that Devil's Elbow, you're going to be sliding straight on because there is just no traction there at all. Dave Bellamy meanwhile goes for a really defensive line, tries to slow up Ben Sayer through that North Bend hairpin, compromises Sayer's exit coming out of that corner as they come in towards the paddock bend. So into the Joker then goes Dave Bellamy. That releases Ben Sayer then as he comes through and across the timing line. So it's now Ben Sayer who leads the way from Dave Bellamy then. Meanwhile, great race here for the 144 of Leanne Sedgwick. She's making her return after 2022. She sat the season out due to medical related problems, and great to see her back in the BMW Minis category. She's having a brilliant run out there so far in this race. Likewise Wesley Wickens as well, not doing too badly in the number 51, started right towards the back of the field, but having a good race out there then so far. Top two continue on as they go. There is Leanne Sedgwick now into third place, a result of the other two retirements that we've seen happen earlier on here. She's just got Charlie Maroney really close behind her, and we know that Maroney's not had a good run of it. Somebody else not having a good run of it is Wesley Wickens. Another retirement then in this race. They are dropping like flies out here in this BMW Mini final, and that is music to the ears of the rest of the field, who are going to be able to pick up a lot stronger results than they perhaps were expecting. So it could be Leanne Sedgwick making her return in the Five Nations British Rallycross Championship, and possibly on the podium here in this BMW Mini final. Maroney, who suffered his own mechanical dramas in round 1 earlier on this weekend, would love to be able to try and do something about that, but I dare say it's going to be a bit of a tall order. Meanwhile, there is the 747 of Derek Upchurch just going through as they get their way through that Talladega corner. As I said earlier, rain has rather left it at such an interesting battle. You've got to have a load of skill to be competing in Rallycross at the best of times, and especially here in these tricky conditions. The track is so slick, and you can just see that dust there being kicked off as Wesley Wickens comes grinding to a halt up the top of the hill. Meanwhile, out in the front of this one, it is still Ben Sayer, mud adorning the front of his Mini, just ahead of Dave Bellaby as they come into the paddock bend once more and across the timing line then. Last lap board is out for the drivers. Into Talladega we go. Ben Sayer surely has got this one looking pretty comfortable, but really closing up onto the brakes is Dave Bellaby. There is Charlie Maroney with a face full of mud, and now right on the back here of Leanne Sedgwick. Down in towards the Talladega corner we go. 2 by 2. Sedgwick on the inside, Maroney on the outside. Who's going to get the traction? Leanne Sedgwick does, but she runs it deep. Maroney goes through. Contact between the two drivers. Off onto the boggy stuff there for Maroney. Sedgwick gets the traction and gets back into third place. Fantastic racing here in the BMW Minis. Out in front, meanwhile, it is Ben Sayer who comes to the top of the hill. He's going to open his account in 2023 with an absolutely superb drive in this final, overhauling the old hand of Dave Bellaby, who we know he's one of the most experienced drivers in BMW Minis, but he was no match in this final for Ben Sayer, who comes across the line to win from Dave Bellaby then in second place. And it's going to be Charlie Maroney, by the looks of things, who gets the final spot on the podium here. Looks like Leanne Sedgwick must have had a technical drama on that last lap, and that has cost her very dear indeed, because she's now not going to be classified as a finisher in this final, and that is such cruel luck after a brilliant, determined drive on that last lap, especially with that battle with Maroney. Upchurch comes home to take the checkered flag. What a BMW Mini final it always delivers here, especially at Lydden Hill, and it is going to be Ben Sayer who is the winner of round 2 of the BMW Minis here at Lydden Hill. What a great way to start their season in the Five Nations British Rallycross Championship.